Hey, gentle folks, good day and welcome to this simple tutorial which I have set up, which is basically to show you how to properly use the Google Classroom platform. Alright, so let's get into it. Now, as you can see, when you click on your area or your viewing area for the Google Classroom platform, this is what you'll see. Right, you'll see the stream page, which basically shows a stream of all the assignments and recent things that I updated, so then you can know when last there was an update and what type of update it was. So basically you can then keep track from this page. Additionally, whenever you post a comment or you say anything, you can see the last thing that I replied to. Right, and then if there are due dates and such, you'll see the due dates. Right, so you see here the name of the subject and you see the room that the subject is normally taught in. For Kingston Technical, this is the AV room 1. Right, that is by the library. So we still use all the formalities and other things. Alright, so that is a stream page. So let us move now to the classwork page. Now for the classwork page, this is the meat of the matter. Right, you have the people page, which is everybody that would be in your class, your other classmates and such. However, let us stick to the classwork, because the people is actually showing everyone that I am presently teaching technical drawing. The reason why it shows everyone is because I presently have every single student that I teach technical drawing, because it's one technical drawing. It's not two technical drawings. It's not technical drawing in grade 9. It's not technical drawing in grade 10 or grade 11. I want you to realize that technical drawing is a continuation and it's a subject that continues. So you should basically pay attention from grade 9 all the way to grade 11. Now, this is how you use the platform. So if you look around, you'll see that there's an area for traditional drawing. Traditional drawing simply means drawing that is done using your T-square, set square, compass, tape, fixing the paper to the desk and drawing like that. Now, this is how we start off our technical drawing program from grade 9. So this is it. Traditional drawing, it's still very important because it gives you a base upon which to build your knowledge. You can't just start building things in the air, right? Well, if you can, but it will be much more challenging. So gravity and the ground is very important. So this is the ground. Traditional drawing, that is where we start from. So within the traditional drawing, I have identified several areas or several topic areas, which is supposed to make it rather simple for you to follow along. So these topics, if you complete them, follow along with them, you'll see that it makes it very simple for you to follow along and get the work done. So pay attention. All of this area here, traditional drawing, this should be completed by the end of grade 9. I repeat, so for grade 11s, grade 10s, if you did not complete any of this, you would have been a year behind in my class. And it doesn't matter which class or who teaches you after this, all the information in here is still useful. It's stuff that you can actually carry over and use in CAD, or it gives you a basic understanding or a basic idea that you can transfer. The information is still transferable. Right? So it is just several topics organized from 1 all the way to 12. So do them in order. Stick to one, finish it, and then after that you continue. The area that says history and fundamental of drawing exercise, it is linked to the history and fundamentals of drawing material list. So in here is a list of materials and resources that you can use to complete this exercise down here. So this up here is used to complete this down here. I repeat, the exercise is used to complete the activity. It's the same here. This exercise down here is used. You use the material up here to complete the activity down here, and it's the same. See, angles exercise, triangles exercise, quadrilateral exercise, polygons and polygon exercise, so on and so forth. The ones that you see that I have not posted anything in as yet, it simply means that I will actually be uploading stuff to them shortly. I have most of the ideas, but it takes me a time to actually sit and create the worksheets so that they are solid structural work that makes sense and will basically guide you if you just follow along. And if you have questions and such, that is why now I want to set up where we have a designated time within each class where we can have a question and answer session so people can benefit. I want you to ask me questions so I can actually guide you. Even though we're practicing social distancing and people are at home, I want you to still ask questions. Alright, because it doesn't make any sense if you're just sitting down and not understanding. You need to understand that if you don't understand anything else, understand that you're at school to get an education so that you can function in the world. If you don't start by answering questions, it would mean that you're automatically setting yourself back. So please ask questions, guys. Alright, so continuing on. This is grade 9. I will tell you where to stop for each term. Alright, this now down here is grade 10. I'll be adding an activity at the end of the fundamentals of drawing. Basic, I would guess you don't call it the course outline. Right, so at this end of this outline, I'll be adding an activity that will check your knowledge on the fundamentals of drawing. This is for grade 10. This must be done. I should not be teaching you basic IT because most of you should have IT teachers and IT classes. However, I realize that some people are lacking, so I am just putting in what you need to know for this course. And that is the basics of the computer. So you need to learn how to set up the computer, how it basically functions, and all the things you can accomplish with the computer. Then the keyboard. Knowing your way around the keyboard is important as well. And then also now you need to just now move to the CAD interface. I'll be creating a video for this on a separate time. But for now, just use the resources as I posted them. Alright, because AutoCAD may seem intimidating, but it's not at all hard. Down here, plane geometry. This is related to CAD. So everything that you do after here, after it says fundamentals of drawing, plane geometry, this is AutoCAD. So if you're in grade 9, this does not apply to you down here. Unless you want to push ahead and start the work from grade 10 in grade 9. I don't hold back anybody. If you have the attitude, if you have the right work ethics, you can go very far very quickly. It all depends on how much work you want to put in. Plane geometry is the area that deals with plane figures or plane shapes. These are two-dimensional figures. I will explain most of that later on. For now, I've started to populate lessons and I have posted 2 lessons on triangles. These are videos that I recorded personally. It took a lot of effort and energy out of me to record these 2 videos, and I'm actually working on populating videos that will cover all the topics within the assignment and instruction sheet. So at the end of the day, you should be able to follow along. Whether you report to school to follow along or you're going to follow along on your devices, meaning laptop, because you cannot do AutoCAD on a phone or a tablet. It has to be on the computer. Right? So if you have your own devices, you can bring them in and we set them up and you record your not record, but you actually go ahead and record your work, do what you have to do on your own personal laptop. Of course, it's advantageous to have a laptop for CAD. I repeat, you'll be at an advantage if you have a laptop. And I'll be posting videos and stuff, interesting videos, I think, that will teach you the differences between certain laptops, because some people ask, sir, this can use, that can use. So I'll be breaking down and explaining to you the basics that you need to know and understand about CAD and the drawing environment, and what it requires and why it is more advantageous to have a certain type of laptop versus another type. Right? So I'll be breaking it down. Just give me some time, please. It takes a lot of effort and energy to create this content for you. Right? And notice I post my lessons here because I don't want anybody to fall behind. If I'm going over this on Zoom, what it would mean is that people without devices would miss out. I don't want that. I want, if people are coming here to use the facilities, they can follow along. If people have the laptops at home, they can follow along. So you'll all the times be at an advantage. Right? So grade 10, I want most of this area here completed in grade 10. Right? So what am I saying? The first term of grade 10 from here to here must be completed. Second term from here, and you start solids. Then grade 11 is where we'll start to push into engineering drawing. You'll get an introduction to it maybe in grade 10, right? However, most people actually push so hard in grade 9 that they complete the entire thing by grade 10. It has been done. Mr. Rajwen Chin has actually completed. Mr. Chin has completed, him and other members of the class have completed everything here in grade 10 and gotten their ones at CSEC and moved on. You can do it too. It just takes focus, dedication, and non-stop effort. The resource area for the technical drawing Google Classroom is where I will post resources. So I'll put assignment sheets which are linked to the areas above for CAD. Traditional drawing assignment sheets are already here, so you don't need to scroll past there looking down here and wondering what are these assignment sheets. These assignment sheets have nothing to do with up here. They have everything to do with from here down. So the assignment sheets, so the questions, and because what you'll notice is that when you go into, for example, you're looking at the video on triangles, you'll notice that I am working with certain types of names or measurements or whatnot, and you'll probably be wondering, where did Mr. Crooks get these measurements from? These measurements are recorded and logged on the assignment sheets. So anything that you're doing, as soon as I upload the videos, I'll upload an assignment sheet that matches the content, so you can follow along and complete the activities. That is how I do it, right? Additionally, there are technical drawing books that you can use for reference material. So if you need to read something to complete a worksheet up here, or additionally to complete a drawing down here in CAD or whatever, it's the same thing, right? There are books here, so you can actually go ahead. So if you didn't get a rental, the book is there. I always tell people this. In high school, teachers don't necessarily tell you, okay, take your book and turn to this page and read from there to there. That is typically something that is done at the primary level, not the secondary level. At secondary, what typically happens is that teachers are very comfortable with the content already. So we can come and speak to you broadly. We can come and speak to you broadly because we have the knowledge already. It is up to you, the student, to actually use the resources. So your textbooks are your resources, so you have to use them as tools. Teachers aren't necessarily going to tell you that you should practice this or practice that. We may give you homework, and sometimes you'll find that the homework is coming from the textbook. But because we know the information already, you will not hear us say, go turn to page that, and complete this activity or whatever. Sometimes it may happen, not all the times. So learn to use your resources in your textbooks. All right. So I think I have basically lamented and gone over a long time, basically just going through very simple stuff. I hope this will be of use to everybody who is watching it, so that you can understand how to properly use the Google Classroom platform, and you will be successful on your journey in technical drawing. So if you have any questions, you know my number. Post your questions. You can post them to YouTube. I'll get back to you. All right. Thank you very much.